Welcome to Collecting Chaos and the Eternal Mylite Project. Today's Eternal Mylite Project is a little different because I'm going to show you the comics, of course, but they're not going in my collection. So why is it part of the Eternal Mylite Project? Because I'm going to sell them, hopefully, at auction later tonight on Mike Rogers' channel, Comic Book Steals and Deals. That'll start at about 9-ish on his channel. Check it out if you have a chance. Like I said, these comics will be up for auction, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to be a guest. And of course, before I ship the comics, I will put them in Mylar. So it's still a part of the Eternal Mylite Project. You want to see what I'm going to put up? All I'm going to show you right now is DC Comics. Last night on his channel, I showed some Marvel and some independent comics. If you want to see those, go back and rewatch his channel. If you want to see these DC comics, keep watching. Now, I've broken these down into lots. I'm not going to sell them all as singles. I'm going to sell them in lots. I have a few singles. Excuse me. I might have to get some water. And this one starts out with DC Comics Presents number 68. Pretty nice comic, pretty nice pages. It's a double. I have another copy of it, so it can go up for auction. DC Comics Presents number 69. Another one that I have more than one of. Superman and Blackhawk. Mark Evanier wrote it. Irv Novick and Dennis Jensen did the artwork. It doesn't look like it's focused very well. There we go. That looks a little better to me. Then we have DC Comics Presents number 70, Superman and the Metal Men. Paul Kupperberg wrote it, and Alex Saviuk did the pencils. Here's Superman and Bizarro, DC Comics number 71. This is July of 1984. Looks like Kurt Swan. Pencils, Kurt Swan. Inks, Dave Hunt. I do like his art. And DC Comics Presents number 72, Superman and the Phantom Stranger and the Joker. Nice white pages. Alex Saviuk does the pencils. That's my first lot. Now I don't know what order I'm going to do these in. Next, Frank Miller's Ronin, number 1. Not in the best shape in the world, but it's worthy of a lot, especially when I put it with number 2. This one's in a lot better shape. And these were published, I think, in 1983. 1983 and 1984. And to round out that lot, I have Frank Miller's Ronin number 5. Unfortunately, I don't have copies of number 3 and 4. Still, it's one of Frank Miller's better stories from what I remember, and should be worthy of a lot. Then I'm going to do Action Comics number 601. This was the first Action Comics Weekly. A format that I wish they had never abandoned. I liked being able to buy a comic and get 1 or 2 page installments of a lot of my favorite characters. Gil Kane, Green Lantern. After all, he did it first with the Hal Jordan. Then I have Action Comics Weekly number 618. And it has Green Lantern, Superman, Black Hawk, Wild Dog, and Secret Six in it. And with the exception of Wild Dogs, they are some of my favorites. And here's Action Comics Weekly number 620. Boy, that brings back memories, doesn't it? $621. Nice Joe Orlando cover there. And finally, to round out Action Comics Weekly number 623, which was the last of the Action Comics Weekly from what I remember. I believe 624 it went back to the regular Action Comics format. My next lot includes Batman Two-Face Strikes Twice, number 1. And I'm not going to really open this because it's never been opened. Oops, got it upside down. There we go. It's actually a flip book. Has 2 different and Batman Two-Face Strikes Twice, number 2. So that ought to be an interesting lot. Somebody might want it. Next, I have Superboy, the comic book, number 1. And this was based off the TV show. cream colored pages. Jim Mooney pencilers. Superboy the comic book number 2. Superboy the comic book number 3. Jim Mooney did a real good job on that. The Man of Steel number 1. And of course, this was John Byrne. And the Man of Steel number 3. Which, if you're a Batman fan, this is a good one to get. And if you're a Superman fan, it's a must-have. I liked the way John Byrne drew Batman in this. Now we'll go to the next one. Tales of the Green Lantern Corps number 1 newsstand copy, as were most of them at that point. May of 1981. The direct market copies, this is cream to light tan pages, but the direct market copies were still low. Maybe they represented maybe 11% of the print run at that point. Tales of the Green Lantern Corps number 2. And this was a 3-issue miniseries. Unfortunately, I don't have an extra copy of the 3rd issue. At least, I don't think I do. Then I have Green Lantern Secret Files and Origins number 2. Of course, this is a lot newer, from 1999. And I have Tales of the Green Lantern Corps Annual number 1. Gil Kane art. And Tales of the Green Lantern Corps Annual number 2. Willingham pencils. Not really that familiar with his work. And I have Green Lantern Mosaic number 1 from June of 1982. Of course, this is John Stewart. Never was a fan of the way this was drawn. I mean, I want to get them all just because they're Green Lantern, but I never really didn't like the way they drew it. But some people did, so what do I know? Green Lantern Mosaic number 2. This is where Chip bites the big one. Chip, of course, was like a squirrel Green Lantern. And of course Chip showed up many years before Rocket Raccoon ever did. I have Green Lantern Mosaic number 3. That's kind of a neat one there. Green Lantern Mosaic number 7. And Green Lantern Mosaic number 15. Here we have Legion of Superheroes number 6 from April of 1990. Keith Giffen art. At least it looks like Keith Giffen art. He did a lot of 9-panel pages, which first time I saw it I went, oh man, that's like straight out of the Charlton comics from the 60s. And the more I read of his stuff, the better I liked it. And we have, from September of that year, Legion of Superheroes number 11. Legion of Superheroes number 14. It's from January of 91. Don't really have a run of these as far as doubles go, so I just had to take what I could get to make a lot of them. Legion of Superheroes number 19. And this has the Dominators in it. Legion of Superheroes number 23. Do I have to open it? It's got Lobo on the cover. Yes, I have to open it. And to round that one out, Legion of Superheroes 24. In the next lot I have the Sword of the Atom number 1 newsstand, which, like I keep saying, it's not that surprising. It's the newsstand was more prevalent. Gil Kane art. And they changed up his costume a little bit, and I really liked it. Unfortunately, after this they didn't do much with the Atom. Here's Sword of the Atom number 2. Kind of cashing in on the whole sword and sorcery thing. Sword of the Atom number 3. Like it's got a little water damage on the cover. But you know what? I'm not going to do anything about it. It's on the front cover only. Front page. A couple of pages in. I'll press it if they want me to press it. Other than that, I'm not going to do anything with it. Cream colored pages. And Sword of the Atom number 4. This one is Warlord number 64. And I sold some of these last week too. I think right around these same numbers. Warlord 65. Nice Mike Grell artwork. Warlord 66. Warlord 67. Always liked this cover a lot. Matter of fact, I haven't done a cover a cover of the week for a while. I'm going to say this is my cover of the week. Just because I really like it. No contest. That's just the cover of the week. I don't think many people will disagree with me. And Warlord number 68. Now I'll show you one more. This will be in a lot by itself if I decide to sell it. Commandia, Last Boy on Earth. Now this one had some serious problems. There was a huge brown watermark that went all the way down here, and on the back cover the same. And as you can see, I got rid of that. What I couldn't get rid of is the tape pull, which reminded me of how that tape pull came to be. I was considering buying the comic. I thought it was in really nice shape. I asked the guy to take it out of the bag and the board so I could examine it a little more carefully. Something didn't seem real right about it. I couldn't quite put my fingers on it. And we was taking it out. The tape stuck to the front of the comic. I'm like, whoa, don't. And I said, and I got ready to say, don't pull. And he just went and pulled it off. And I'm thinking, man. He said, well, it shouldn't affect the price of the book too much. And he wanted like $10 for it. And I went, yeah, it does. He said, but it's still, you know, this for $25 in mint. I said, yeah, but it isn't mint. It's got that big tape pull on it that you just created. And of course it was nowhere near mint, because once it was out, I could see more readily the stain. I said, I'll give you $1. He went, no, it's worth more. I said, look, it's got that big old water stain. Now on the inside, you can still see some of the water stain. I didn't try to take it out of the inside of the comic. So I ended up buying it. I'm not going to tell you how much, but I didn't pay $10 for it. And I only got it because I wanted a copy of Commandy number 1. Of course, now I have a much better copy. So I'm thinking I'll put it up for auction, maybe start the bidding at, you know, $2, $3, $4, something like that. I don't know yet. And see if anybody's interested. Because it's a nice clean copy, and with the water stain removed, which I did, and it reflects really well, and if it weren't for that tape stain, I could probably get $25 or $30 for it. If it weren't for that tape pull. So yeah, I think I might put it up, and we'll see what we can get for it. You know, 5, 10, whatever I can get, I'll take. I'll start it cheap, and we'll see where it goes. And that's going to be it. And I think that Warlord is going to be my, yeah, I'll make that Warlord my cover. So, hope you enjoyed that. I'll show some more next week. Maybe some of my collection. I'm still putting them in Mylar, so I've got a big backlog I'm trying to put in Mylar, so showing you the ones that I'm not keeping that I'm going to be selling is actually a good thing. And I think that will be my thumbnail, the Warlord. And we'll see you next video. And don't forget, before you handle your comics, make sure you wash your hands. It's good for your comics. It's good for your health. And we'll see you next video. Bye.